Jason David Frank, this marks the 3-year death anniversary since his passing. There is some content out there that's kind of like going over it. Let's hear what this person has to say.
This is the grave of actor Jason David Frank, best remembered for his role as Tommy Oliver in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
I'm Jason David Frank, and I play Tommy the White Ranger.
Frank started out as the Green Ranger before later on becoming one of the good guys as the White Ranger. He reappeared several times throughout different franchise spin-offs, including Wild Force, Turbo, and Hype Force.
Jason's brother Eric Frank also appeared in the franchise. Jason was a mixed martial artist and taught karate in Houston.
The mixed martial artist performed many of his own stunts.
Jason struggled with his mental health. In November of 2022, he was found deceased in a hotel room. He was only 49.
Hollywood actor Jason David Frank, the original star of the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger series, has died.
The Yellow Power Ranger also tragically passed away young.
Twee Trang, who played the original Yellow Power Ranger, died in a car accident.
Now, here's the thing, guys. I was there. You guys know. JDF 49 tragically took his life. TMZ was the first to confirm it. First to confirm it was TMZ, as they always tend to be. And what does it say? Walter Jones made a statement, which we don't really care for. Jason David Frank, one of the original Power Rangers, has passed. TMZ learned. JDF is best known for this. Fans will remember him. Now, this shocked everybody, right? And at the time, we only had the response from Jason Rep Justine tells TMZ, please respect the privacy of his family and friends during this horrible time as come to terms with the loss of such a wonderful human being. He loved his family and friends and fans very much. He would truly be missed. Frank was 49. But then the next article came out. The next article. Power Rangers Jason David Frank, wife called cops after heated argument, body discovered in hotel room. TMZ exclusive. When this came out, it sent shockwaves through the fandom. After a heated argument, I was one of probably the top people on the internet saying, hey, what did she say to him? What were they fighting over? The entire Power Rangers is reeling over the death of star Jason David Frank, and we've learned about the sequence of events in the hours leading up to his passing. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ Jason and his wife Tammy checked in the Texas hotel Friday. We were told two who are in the middle of a divorce got separate rooms, which this is true. But at some point, the estranged couple got into an argument in Tammy's room. This is true. We're told staffers were called to calm things down and peace was restored. This is also true. All right. Our law enforcement sources say at some point, either late Friday night or early Saturday morning, the two got into another argument and Jason locked Tammy out his room. Now, we know from the police report that she was locked out of her room because he took his life in her room. Our sources say Tammy was apparently concerned for his safety, called the cops around 5 a.m. Saturday morning. When officers couldn't make contact with Jason, we're told hotel management let them in and they discovered he had unalived himself. Now, this went everywhere. Everywhere. People were turning on Tammy. So she did this. She went, oh my God, these advertisements are crazy. JDF's wife reveals he took his life. He was not without his demons. This was an exclusive exclusive interview. I didn't even know it was audio.
Rangers alum Jason David Frank's wife is speaking out about his death, confirming that the actor died by suicide. When his death was confirmed on November 20th, no cause of death was provided at the time. However, his wife, Tammy Frank, says that multiple media outlets had prematurely reported that he died by suicide and had made incorrect assumptions about their relationship. She exclusively tells People in a statement that it has shocked and saddened her beyond belief to, quote, see that the media has turned my family's tragedy into a tall tale. She goes on to say that since her husband's death, she has been harassed online and adds that she can no longer stand to watch my husband's good name slandered. She explains that the pair had been working.
Now, when this came out, I was like, well, no one is slandering his name. Everyone was slandering her name. I was one of the people who said that. I made a video about it. I said, hey, she's full of it. Why would she run here and say they're slandering, his name when it's really her name? All right. Let's keep it going. I'm going to get the super chat answer. I got you, brother.
Through their problems and did in fact previously separate. However, they were rekindling their romance at the time of his death. She goes on to share that as part of their plan to reconnect, Jason planned a 2-night getaway. She notes that despite being there together, they decided to get 2 separate rooms because, as she explains it, that's just how we do things. Simply put, my husband snored.
I was calling BS on this. I was one of the biggest, hey, that's BS. You mean to tell me you're married and y'all sleep in separate rooms, y'all get different rooms and you're reconciling? I was one of the loudest voices saying it doesn't make sense.
Also admits that they had received a noise complaint from hotel guests, but clarifies it was due to, quote, us enjoying the weekend and having some fun, not arguing or fighting. She says that while she was aware that Jason had struggled with mental health issues and depression before, she could never predict what would happen that night. She recalls that the pair had a heartfelt and emotional conversation in his room before she left to go get snacks so he could relax and sober up in order to go to sleep. However, when she returned no more than 10 minutes later, there was no answer.
Now, she didn't return 10 minutes later. She returned like over an hour later because she was a little disoriented.
At his door. She explains that when police showed up, they were able to open the door and found that, quote, Jason took his own life. Concluding her statement, Tammy asked that people stop making assumptions and leave her family to grieve peacefully. In addition to Tammy, Jason is survived by his 4 children, sons Hunter and Jacob, as well as his daughters Sky and Jenna.
True. When this article came out, I said, do you believe her? I said that, and shout out to Andrew, who says a person dies twice. Once in the physical form, the other when their name isn't spoken anymore. Jason David Frank was a hero to all that known him or was a fan of him. R.I.P. legend, the GOAT. True. Facts. Facts. Now, if you guys don't remember, she made this post. You remember this post? Where she said, hey, the loss of my soulmate, Jason, I can't go on without you. You are my world. Yes, we had our struggles like any marriage. But months ago, we both agreed it was worth saving. Deep conversations, vulnerability, forgiveness on both our parts. I am deeply lost, hurt, and utterly destroyed. I lost my one and only true love. I am yours forever, firecracker baby, till we're together again. And I went through this post. And I was like, hey, you're deleting comments that was calling her out. I was clipping the comments. You guys remember I was making videos. Hey, I made a video on everything. Literally everything. The first video I made was death by divorce. Hey, going through a divorce, staying the night in the room with his wife. Next thing you know, Grim Reaper show up. Grim Reaper. Then rung the bell on him. He rung the bell on himself. Then she came out with her story. I was like, well, do you believe her? Look, I was over this like white on rice. People asked, will she get the money? I was like, yeah, according to this, mid-divorce, divorce not finalized, she's getting the money. Fake news. She was calling the TMZ fake news. And then lo and behold, who would know? She said, you know what, Henry? F you talking all that ish. I'm coming on your channel. I'm not just coming on your channel. I'm asking any and every question. She did it a couple times. All right. Tammy the GOAT for this. A couple times she came on the channel. First, pre-recorded interview, which we didn't even plan on releasing. She said, drop that shit. I said, okay. Second, the second one, she came live. Answer any question. Third one, live, any question. Talk about truly no holds barred interviews. Hey, did you sniff coke? Hey, did y'all have sex that night? Hey, here, give me all your text messages. Here, she ran everything. Not a lot of people are going to do that. Okay? Not a lot of people are going to do that. She did it. When people were saying she was deleting her husband, she came on the channel. She set the goddamn record straight. And people could have asked her anything. They were asking her Pepsi versus Coke, favorite scary movie, this or that. No question was ignored. There was no question that was flat out ignored. Even flat earthers were there. And at the end, they said, well, I don't believe her anyway. I was like, all right, well, cool. Well, she was here. So through it all, this was day 1 to, I don't know, day whatever of her coming on the show, showing text messages, talking about the mistress, everything. But what do you guys think? Were you there? Do you remember it? If you want to know more, links are in the description. See you in the next video. Peace.